Guys, Nick Unsworth here, and welcome. This is a live broadcast, and this is the 90-day plan, and this is a live webinar with my main man, AJ Amyx, and this is how to launch a product, a brand, or a coaching program in 90 days or less. It doesn't have to be 90 days; it could definitely be less. We've certainly launched different divisions and different products certainly faster than that, but we said, you know what, 90 days or less, and so. We've got really exciting content for you guys here today. And what I want to ask is, I just ask that you fully be present here and just playful out. You're devoting your time with us. So what I would ask you to do is just take your cell phones, put those puppies on silent real quick. I would close out any other browsers. And really just tune into this because we're going to share some really awesome information here today. AJ is going to dive in on the mechanics and how to specifically do this because launching a product or a brand or coaching program, this is the action that just gets you to market, right? This is, you may already be in business, you may already be very successful, but it's that, that project that's been looming, that's something that you've been researching or you've been wanting to do. Maybe there's a couple things that are holding you back. And we want this live webinar to be that nudge to just push you over the edge to get things done fast because as soon as you get into momentum, everything starts to change. And a lot of times it's taking that imperfect action and just getting it done and getting it out there and knowing the right steps. So just make sure that you're 110% present here on the line with us today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a very, very brief story just about the value of launching your own products, your own coaching program, or your own brand. And I'm going to do a big old intro for AJ. He's one of my really good friends. He's one of our Firestarter elites. The guy is just an absolute rock star, literally. And he's going to be breaking down some awesome content here tonight. So I want to share this really quick with you guys. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Nick Unsworth from lifeonfire.com. And so just a real quick story is that, it was not more than 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years ago. It was 2010. I had a business that failed, and I found myself sitting in this situation where I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. I was working as a realtor, really wasn't happy. I don't know if anyone can relate to maybe, if you're in a spot in your life right now where, hey, it might be awesome, it might be great, but it might not be the best. It may not be living up to your true peak potential. In my case, I had some debt. I was, had around about $50,000 in debt from a business that failed, and I was in a really tough spot. And I was in that situation where I was searching for answers. I was on webinars. I was buying information products, and I wasn't really taking the action. And when everything broke loose for me, it was two things. Number one, it was the action of investing in myself and joining a mastermind. It was also the action of taking the time to really just dig into what my true purpose is, and actually go towards it. And the thing is that as soon as I found the right steps and I got the mentorship and I got the nudge to just get it out there and to just launch, because the value of you just launching it, just getting it out there is going to totally help you, because even if it's not the right thing, even if it's not your God-given purpose or calling, if you just get to market and you launch, you're going to be taking action, and that action is going to leave clues. It's going to help you get down the path to more and more success. Now, granted, some of you may launch and have 6-figure launches. Some may have 7-figure launches. Some may have 5, and some may have 4-figure launches. It all really depends on what it is that you're doing and what you're launching. But the thing is that as soon as I invested in myself, I joined on in that mastermind. I narrowed my niche. I just picked something. And at the time I said, you know what? I'm going to be a Facebook marketing expert, because quite frankly, that's the thing where I saw the most opportunity. I didn't know if I'd be good at it, but I just went towards that, and I just launched a virtual summit, and boom, everything fell into place for me. Sold the business in 2.5 years, started Life on Fire, which is a complete passion project where we help other people really live out their purpose and figure out their dreams and really do what they love for work every day. And what I love is right now, in this moment, you're going to hear AJ Amyx, who's just, again, a great friend and a business coach, a Twitter marketing expert. You're going to hear the playbook, how you can take your idea, your passion, how you can bring that to market, and you can do so in a short period of time. And so AJ is not only a good friend, and he's part of our community as one of our coaches, but he's a guy that's got a proven track record of bringing people to market. One of the many things that makes AJ very special is that he's got a knack for copywriting. He's got an ability to create graphic design incredibly fast. He put up sales pages, put up lead pages, create funnels, mastermind strategy. So he could take your concept. He could take what your passion is, that maybe there's a couple blocks where you're like, Nick, I know I want to do X, Y, and Z. I'm just stuck with some of the how or some of the pieces, or I don't know how to do the tech side. AJ is the done for you, get it done guy, and brings people to market in 90 days or less. He's been featured on CNN, many of the top podcasts on literally all of iTunes. He's been on our stage. He's been all over the radio. He literally has a background as a rock star. Without further ado, my main man, AJ Amyx. How's it going tonight, brother?
Yo, buddy, I appreciate the intro. That was an awesome intro, and I'm excited to hang with everybody. I mean, it's crazy, like seeing everybody that's here this evening. And I don't know about like you, Nick, or the people here on the line, but I have not seen any training on like the exact plan to launch and monetize a product, a brand, or a coaching program in 90 days. And I know lots of people, they're training on pieces of the puzzle, but tonight my goal is to connect the dots for everybody. And I was really excited to share the blueprint that's been working for me. It's been working for my clients. I mean, it's had me have clients in Bulgaria, the United Kingdom, and Canada, and of course here in the United States. And if anybody knows me, if they listen to podcasts, I live in a really, really small town. And as I'm out speaking to lots of people, we just got back from Podcast Movement 2014 here in Dallas. Nick was there. There's tons of other people that were there. I kept hearing this reoccurring thing, people, they kept telling me that they wish they knew if they had the exact steps, and they wish they had like the paint by number instructions. And you probably remember those as a kid, right? You had like a little outline wire frame of a bird, and then you just follow the directions, and you end up with this crazy, amazing artistic piece. Well, tonight it's going to be a no-holds-barred event, and I'm going to leave it all in the ring, or at least on the webinar, I suppose. So,
well, and I was going to say, when I was doing the intro, I was going to do one of those WWE, let's get ready to rumble intros. So let's leave it all in the ring, brother.
I love it. So here's what we're going to be teaching tonight. Nick already went over being present, turn off all distractions, and this is on a big freaking granite rock in the hill country. If you've been to Texas, man, check out, I don't remember the name of this place, but it was this big rock in the hill country. You can just probably Google big rock in hill country, and you'd probably find it. But we're going to be teaching you guys tonight the 90-day plan on how to launch and monetize a product, a brand, or a coaching program. And by the end of tonight's training, my goal is to have you have this simple 4-step formula to scale your business. I want you to know how to get a return on your advertising dollars. I want you to have a proven system to build your email list. I want you to know the art and science to consistently grow your business. I want you to eliminate freaking marketing overwhelm. We're going to get rid of that by the end of tonight's training, and how to automate up your follow process. So if this sounds good to you guys, can you guys do me a favor and like just type like yes in the questions box, or I hear you, I'm stoked. Like, I want to make sure, number one, you guys can hear me, that you guys are freaking pumped, man. What do you guys got?
I know I am fired up, man, and we got lots of people fired up. And just so that you're aware too, so AJ, for whatever reason, his internet is incredibly slow. Like literally, the service provider is it's slower today than normal. And so AJ, just so that you're aware, every time you click the button to switch the slide, it's taking probably 20 seconds. So just something to keep in mind. But guys, AJ's fired up. I'm fired up. And all right, so just want to say welcome to the call, guys, and also type in the chat box where you're from and where you're calling in from or watching in from. And just want to say what's up to Paul Blaze. Doubt the Doubt's one of the top podcasts on iTunes, 100K downloads plus. We've got Lindy out in the Gold Coast in Australia. We've got Ro Shamika. We've got John McAllister. What's up, brother? Haven't chatted with you in a bit. We've got David Brent. We've got Denver. Danielle Ray. We have DG Gertrude David out in Philly. And David Gartner, Mass. Awesome, guys. Well, welcome to the call. And back to you, AJ.
Sweet. Well, here's what I want to share. And I apologize in advance for this internet being so slow. But, hey, it's what happens to out in the country. So like a typical result of what happens when somebody follows a framework. There was a client of mine, give Julie Latz a shout out. She's a certified food psychology coach. And she sent me this email just a couple of weeks ago. And she said for the past 3 years, she had a dream that she'd wanted to expand from her one-on-one coaching practice into small groups so she could serve more people. And she said, prior to working with AJ, I had invested many thousands of dollars into seminars and other coaches, and nothing that she had learned had turned her dream into a reality. She said, AJ very patiently made all the techie stuff that had been holding me back, not so intimidating, and walked me through every challenge that she had. She said, he's your one-stop shopping star to launching and monetize your business. And now she has a website and my first group, thanks to AJ, the sky's the limit for me. So those are like the kind words that I received from Julie, and I love getting messages like that from those that I work with. And I'm happy to report that just in the past 2 weeks, Julie's had 2 different clients pay her $750 a month for coaching because they heard her on a podcast, they went to her website, they opted into her list, they received the email copy that we wrote together, and then boom, they wanted to be on the phone with her, and they ended up hiring her. And so by the end of tonight's training, I want to teach you guys how you guys can do the exact same thing. So who in the world am I, and what's my story? Well, I started out knowing nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing about the internet or marketing. And I grew up in this really small town in East Texas. It's called 7 Points. And the only businesses in the city, they were either a gas station, a liquor store, or a bar. And that's why the locals, they call the town 7 Pints, not 7 Points, but like 7 Pints. But unlike many of the locals, I wasn't really a big drinker, you know, but I did have like these crazy big dreams. And this led me to playing guitar in a band called Trade Cities, and I was touring throughout the Midwest. We had this really big 38-foot tour bus. We had radio play, and we actually received 2 offers from record labels. And you can see a picture of me here in the bottom center. Hair was like kind of crazy long. I was performing a late-night show at Cornerstone Festival in Illinois. And then there in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you should be able to see a picture of me asleep on a couch in the recording studio. That's like the hard life of a rock and roll musician, right? Well, during my music career, we're an independent artist, meaning that we didn't have any label support, so we did everything on our own, meaning me, right? But even though I was performing, I was in charge of management. I did all of our marketing. I did all of our tour logistics, like everything. But I didn't know anything about how to use the internet. But I thought, you know, if I could learn how to master this thing, then I would have been able to share our music with more people and inspire them to embrace their Friday night essence. Their Friday night essence is that thing that they do after work or on weekends for fun. I'm not talking about like sex, drugs, and rock and roll here. I'm talking about like after all of that, what's the thing that gets you pumped up? What's the thing that gets you freaking excited? So at the end of the day, what is your purpose for living? Now, I didn't know anything about marketing. I mean, I had very little money, but I committed myself to reading as many books on marketing as I possibly could. So if we fast forward to 2009, and at the pinnacle of our music career, we weren't getting along as band members, and so we decided to split ways. And within 6 months, everything I knew about my life was pulled out from underneath me. From October of 2009 to March of 2010, I lost my music career. The girl I was dating at the time, she's like, you have to go. My parents decided they needed to get a divorce after 25 years of marriage on my birthday. I didn't have a source of revenue coming in, and my good old SUV, it wasn't working. And with the help of my ego, I had managed to distance every single person I had loved. Now, all of this change, it left me asking one simple question. It said, what is my purpose of existence? After months of reading and meditation and praying and listening, a small, gentle voice said, to inspire millions to pursue their passion. So I decided to say, all right, let's do this. I listened to the voice, and I committed to doing the best I could, and I had no clue of how to get my message to the world. Now, one day, a friend of mine, Rod Warren, he forwarded me an email from Brendan Bouchard. This was one of those emails that changed the direction of my life forever. You know, it's really funny how God, the universe, spirit, whatever name you want to use, shows up in your life, guiding you at that perfect moment in time. Maybe you guys can relate to this. Now, here I was just trying to figure out how in the world do I get my message to the world? And I was literally just bashing my head against the wall in frustration. And then, bam, here was a guy who was doing just what I wanted. I mean, here was Brendan, and he had this message, and he was using the internet to get it out in a really big way. So I decided to listen to every word he said, and I started trying everything I could to implement his advice. And for 2 years, 2 solid years, I struggled. I mean, I had this website, I had this message, but I just couldn't figure out how do I launch and monetize these products and these programs that I wanted to create. You know, I was listening to tons of webinars. I had purchased several information products, but I was left wishing that I had that paint by number system. I just wanted to paint the damn bird, right? And I felt like if I had someone, just someone to come in, show me the exact steps that I could make this business idea of mine work. Now, I was at Brendan Burchard's event, his 10X Empire event in New York City, and I met a guy by the name of Garrett J. White. And I didn't know it at the time, but this guy was going to be the guy that was going to put all of the puzzle pieces together for me. And after several months, like after the event, I happened to look up at my vision board, and I noticed a saying on it that I'd never realized before. It's funny how, like, these things that you put on the vision board, like, they make no sense. You just kind of do it intuitively, and then all of a sudden it, like, jumps out at you. And I looked at it that day, and it said, the highest achievers have always relied on mentors. And at this moment, I said to myself, I was like, well, I guess I need a mentor. If I'm going to push through the boundaries of what's possible for me, I need to hire a mentor. So in August of 2012, I decided to hire Garrett as my first business coach, because I was sick and tired of feeling like the hamster that was running on an endless wheel, right? I just felt like I was running and running and running, but not getting anywhere. I was ready to launch and monetize the programs and the brands that I knew was in me, that I knew that I had to take to the world. I knew I needed to hire somebody to kick my ass and guide me to the process that I wanted. Now, within the first week of working with Garrett, I had my first sales page up. I had my everything was running, and my first programs were filled. So if we fast forward to today, since August of 2012, when I didn't know anything about how to pull this off, I didn't have the blueprint. I just had a dream. I've gone on and had companies pay me up to $30,000 to work with them, and I've created programs that have helped people all around the world understand how to use technology to get out their message, to start traveling more, to actually create a business that they love. I've used this formula that I'm going to be teaching to you guys tonight to organize masterminds, group coaching programs where people literally pay me thousands of dollars every single month. Here on the screen, you'll see a picture of me of a small event I had where people came in from all over the United States. I was in New York City hanging out with my good friend Michael Shahan, who wrote this book called The Rooftop Hop. And then here in the upper left-hand corner, there's people, you know, Ian in the UK, and Lori in Canada, and Julie in San Francisco, and then Cheryl here in Dallas, and then me out in the middle of freaking nowhere. You know, we're all hanging out. They're paying me to be part of a program and guiding them to pull off their dream. So tonight, I want to be spending and showing you guys how do we launch and monetize the product, the brand, or the coaching program. So let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever felt like you were born to start a business, lead people, or maybe you have like this burning message inside of you and you just want to share it in the biggest possible way? It's like you know deep down inside that you are put here on this earth to make a difference. And maybe you're sitting here this evening trying to figure out what is the best way to do that. And maybe you're like me and you thought that other people that like Nick or like myself or man, anybody else in our space, maybe they have some secret, some method, some secret sauce that's going to accomplish this, right? Let me ask you a question. What would it be like to wake up every single day and have people saying, yes, I want what you have? Or receiving emails from people saying, you know what, I need your offering. Like, I need you to come into my life and guide me to my promised land. What would it be like if you're receiving text messages from clients who are saying, thank you so much for listening to your calling, because what you do literally changed my life? What were your dreams as a kid? You know, did you want some type of house? Did you want to be a professional sports player or maybe an astronaut like my good friend David Stevens? You know, when I was a kid, I wanted to play soccer professionally. And here in this picture, this was when I was in the newspaper. I was like 10 years old. I was literally traveling to England to play soccer, right, and this club team. I want you guys to take a moment right now. And I want you guys to visualize, to take a few deep breaths and ask yourself, what are your dreams right now, right? Do you want to travel the world with family and loved ones? Do you want to have a business where you can work from anywhere in the world as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection? Do you want to take your business to the next level? You know, I really want to hear from you guys. Number one, I want to hear, like, what is your dream? So if you guys can, type in the questions box, what is your dream? Let's see what's going on in the question. Got the Paul Blaze thing you're rocking.
Dude, can I just say one thing? Is it me or is this guy on fire, right? And just there's nothing I love more than just being here as a witness to just AJ making it, just bringing it down. So this is so cool. I mean, this is what life is about, is just living and pursuing your dreams and what's going to make you happy. And so, definitely make sure that you share, guys, because, AJ, he works on the fly, and he'll be catering this presentation to those that are super active, and just get the most out of this, because it's going to really it could be awesome. So, cool. Nice work, brother.
Thanks, buddy. I see a Shamika. She wants to write a book. I love it. Paul Blaze on fire. I like it. And let's see, 4-hour work week. So David Brand, he wants the 4-hour work week. Man, what happened to my questions? It went back to the top. And I get back to the bottom. Cassandra, you want to travel? Kane, your dream is to, let me pull you out here. Wow, you have a long one. You want to build amazing schools and museums so that children can grow up to live non-traditional life paths instead of being forced to conform into a role they regret, right? Trump the college system. I like it. I like it. Lead the people, brother. I like it. Dude, all of you guys have so much stuff. Like, it's crazy. One of the things I want you guys to understand is, why in the world do you want these dreams? Like, you have to know why. It's one thing to have crazy big dreams, but why do you want them? Because if you don't know why you want them, I promise you're going to give up before you get going. And I'm one of these people who's always going to be 110% honest. You can ask the Nick, dude, that's like no bullshit with me. I'm just going to give you straight to the point, just black and white and direct. I want you to understand that it's going to take hard work and dedication. And if you'll do this, and you know the reason that's going to drive you, there's nothing that's going to stand in your way. Like, one of my driving forces is my girlfriend and my family. I always want to be able to provide for them. And I want to be able to offer them opportunities to expand and grow. And I know it may sound silly, but I'm from Texas. And so deep down, that's what we Southern men do, right? We provide for our spouses and our families and our friends. So it's cool, like, hearing your dreams. I want to ask you guys another question. Why in the world do you guys not have it? Like, what's holding you back? I want to hear from you guys again. I want to jump back to the question. What in the world is holding you guys back? And I want to hear it. Shamika, David, Jesse, what do you guys got? What's holding you guys back? Paul, let's see what the Paul had. Multiple streams of debt. We need to overcome that, my friend. Too much to do. Lindsay says too much to do. All right, cool. Shamika, procrastination. Stop that stuff. No procrastinating. Come on. Ro, fear of failure. Yeah. Fear. Yeah, lots and lots of fear. And so what I'm seeing here is, like, a common theme, pretty much fear, right? It's fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of success. I mean, it's straight up freaking fear. And I get it. Like, I really honestly get it. And I had a conversation with my girlfriend just a few months ago. I just got back from San Diego. I was kicking it with Nick. And Nick and I had spent a solid day together mapping out our goals and strategies for the year for my business. And when I got back home, I was just really frustrated. And now you would think that I'd been, like, happy as a lark. I mean, here I was traveling throughout the United States, meeting with extraordinary people. I was hanging out, seeing one of the most beautiful places in the United States. And I had plenty of money where everything was paid for. I mean, all my bills were paid for, all my expenses were paid for. And yet here I was, and I was still frustrated. So I took some time to think, and I went and I mowed the yard. Like, I guess that's what we do here in the country. Like, I'm going to go think. I'm going to go mow the yard. So as I was mowing the yard, it dawned on me that for the first time in over 4 years, I was scared to fail. And I went in and I sat down and I talked with Sarah and I said, babe, I'm scared. I'm literally scared to fail. And for the first time in forever that I can remember, I'm scared to fail. And Sarah, she took the time to listen to me and she told me, she said, babe, just commit and go for it. And she assured me that I had the talent, that I was resourceful enough, and that we'd make it happen. So I did. And I tell you the story because we all have fear. And fear is not this bad thing. It's just an emotion that says we are standing on the edge of a new threshold, and the only way to grow is to step into the discomfort and embrace the unknown. This is the only way to grow and expand our capacity to be and to do more. Now, the interesting thing about fear is the only way to overcome it is just to freaking go. I mean, you cannot think your way to success. You cannot meditate your way to success. You just have to commit and take massive freaking action. You know, and it's funny how when you make a decision, I mean a true decision, and you just go, you break through a new threshold, and then your capacity to be and to do more expands. And your life and the experiences that you have in life, they are transformed to a whole new level. So if you're finding yourself afraid, I'm here to tell you that I support you, Nick supports you, and we want you to know that you're good enough. We want you to claim your awesomeness and step into the threshold and expand. I want you to understand you have this. No more excuses, okay? Now, the reason I know this is because you would not be here this evening if you were not capable of creating the life you want. And I remember hearing Michael Beckwith say, if you see it within them, it is within you. If you see it within them, it is within you. I remember hearing this statement as I was flying to Los Angeles, and this statement changed my life. If you can see it within them, it is within you. Meaning you would not be able to even see the possibility if you were not capable of being or achieving it. You got it? So I highly encourage you guys to just go for it and implement tonight's training. Now, my goal for you, I'm going to go ahead and go through these bullet points fast because I know there's a delay. So my goal for you guys by the end of tonight's training is to attract a massive following. I want you to build your email list, share your message with the world in a big way, have clients wanting to work with you, automate up your follow-up process, scale your business quickly, and get a return on your advertising. So let's get into this training tonight. If you're an author, a speaker, a life coach, a fitness coach, health coach, business coach, dating coach, musician, anyone who can serve a niche of people on a global level, and you're ready to learn exactly what to do to launch a product, brand, or a coaching program, then I want you to get out a pen and paper and follow along. Like, this stuff is going to be some good stuff. I'm going to be like breaking it down to me crazy. Now, on the other hand, if you are someone who is lazy, maybe you make excuses, if you haven't identified your passion or your purpose, or you can't spend at least $250 to $500 on ads, I'm going to kindly ask you to just leave, like just get off the webinar, because I don't want to waste your time. Like I told you, I'm always going to keep it real with you, and I don't want to waste anyone's time, because time is the one thing that you don't ever get back. So I want to be very, very respectful of it. And I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for joining Nick and I this evening, for joining us on these trainings. Now let's hop into the problems I've been seeing here. There's three major problems that I'm seeing that's coming up with people who want to launch, and this is what's going on. Number one, you have an incredible offering, but your market is not hearing you. It's like you have this amazing idea, yet not many people are responding to your offer. You know, it's like you're this guy. Some of you guys may recognize this guy. This guy is Matthew Silver. Maybe you've seen his videos being shared on Facebook. This is the guy I just watched one the other day. He walks into Forever 21 yelling, "All you need is a love," and he's dancing in a Speedo and beating a drum. Now, I'm totally down for this, maybe. Not like running into Forever 21 in a Speedo and beating a drum. I'm not down for that. But I am down for people, you know, going for their calling. But here's the truth about this. This is why I use this as an example. The people at Forever 21, they just want to shop. You know, I mean, they just want to buy their clothes and have a good shopping experience. No one in Forever 21 is going to have this epiphany, strip down into their Speedos and start dancing with him. Now, if he went to Woodstock or some other hippie place, he could find his following and lead his people. Many of you tonight, on tonight's call, maybe you're not this extreme, I get that, but you're definitely not speaking your target market's language, and this is hurting your conversion. Now, here's the good news. It's a simple tweak. So all we need to do is map out your journey. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that here in a second, and that's going to completely just wipe out that problem. Now, the second problem I see that you guys have is you're overwhelmed. I mean, you're suffering from shiny object syndrome. Squirrel! You're just like completely just like insane, like getting distracted. Now, the problem is that you think like this new marketing strategy or a tool or a platform, you think that's going to be the thing that's going to set you free. I want you to understand that this ideology, this way of thinking could not be further from the truth. Because if you guys want to crush and launch and monetize your product, your brand, or your coaching program in 90 days, you guys are going to have to focus. I mean, get laser focused and get back to the basics of business. This is not complicated, right? You just need to know your target market, know their pain points, know how you can help them, connect with them, sell them your offering, deliver amazing service, and then rinse and repeat. That's it. And by the end of tonight's training, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this and leverage technology to get your message out in a really big way. And the really cool part, we can automate a lot of this process. Now, here's the third problem that I'm seeing, the lack of consistency. And I need you to understand you don't get a ripped body by visiting the gym once a week. You do not get a ripped body by visiting the gym every day and then randomly doing whatever you feel inspired by. If you want a ripped body, and more importantly, keep the ripped body, you create a strategy and consistently implement it. And no matter what, you get committed and implement, because no one's going to give you a ripped body. You have to commit and go out and get it, right? No matter how hard you pray, no matter how long you meditate, no matter how many times you think positive thoughts, it's just not going to happen. Many people, they get inspired, by the lifestyle of the whole that you can have with online businesses. And don't get me wrong, like the lifestyle's legit, it's fun, I like going to the Caribbean with Sarah, or rock climbing, or climbing Camelback Mountain with some of the fire starters and Michael O'Neill, and surfing on this big cruise ship. Like, I enjoy the lifestyle, it's fun. But the truth is, if you don't commit, and if you are not consistent with implementing a cohesive strategy, you're not going to hit your goals. And if you don't hit your goals, then you can't have the lifestyle. Many people, they hear that YouTube and video is the place to be, so they go out and they start creating videos, and then for a month, and then they drop off the face of the earth after 30 days. Right now, podcasting, everybody's hearing podcasting. Like, this is the baller strategy. So they go buy all the equipment, they get all pumped up, they launch a show, and then 7 episodes later, they fall off the face of the earth. See, the secret to launching and monetizing is creating a 90-day plan and consistently implementing it every single day. Now, thankfully, by the end of tonight's training, you're going to have the exact 90-day plan that's going to rock your world. So how in the world do we pull this off? Well, first of all, we have to understand the 5-step online empire creation formula. So let me explain this thing sizzle for you. One of the things is it's pretty simple. 5 steps: attraction, capture, connect, convert, and amaze. This is online marketing at its finest. And how do we attract? We attract people like strangers, your target market, your potential people in the ocean of the digital interwebs. We attract them through blog posts, through our Facebook posts, through the tweets that we're creating, through the videos that we have on YouTube, through paid traffic, through like our offline meeting people. We're attracting people into our world. And then we have to capture the data. We send them somewhere, whether this is to a lead page, whether this is to your website, whether this is to some type of landing page. Like, you take them somewhere to be able to capture their name and their email address, right? So follow along. We're going strangers. We attract them. They become visitors to some type of web property. And then we connect with them by emails or, again, our Facebook posts or tweets. We connect with them, and then we convert them with our offers or our mini launches or webinars like this, and then we wow and amaze them with our delivery of our services, right? I mean, this is pretty basic internet marketing, right? Now, for those of you who are just wanting to get into the game, you're like, holy hell, like this is some good stuff, right? Now, here's the good news. As long as the world spins, this 5-step framework will always hold true. No matter what type of your business you're in, no matter what you want to create, you go through this 5-step framework. Now, here's the bad news, though. You can follow this entire model to a T and still not get paid. And maybe you guys on this line right now, maybe you guys are one of those people. I was for years. For 2 years, I was following this, but it wasn't working for me. Why is this? It's because you're lacking the foundation that makes this entire model work. Now, hear me out on this. You can learn the mechanics of marketing all day long, but if you lack power, no one is going to listen to you. And what I mean by power is your ability to have absolute clarity, confidence, and certainty in your ability to produce results and knowing exactly what your target market is going through and providing a framework to help them through their gap to arrive safely to their desired promised land flowing with milk and honey. If you guys are going to launch a product, a brand, or a coaching program, you have to lead. You have to speak your target market's language, and you have to get them results. And that's one of the things that I love about you guys that are on tonight's training, because you guys feel something inside of you calling you to lead people, calling you to be the change that you want to see in the world. And my job, Nick's job, is to equip you with the game plan to make sure that that happens. I want to tell you guys of a story of my epic fail. I mean, this was like, I'm embarrassed to even share this story. It was such a failure. The year was 2009, and I was in the midst of transitioning out of touring full time. And I just started learning about internet marketing, and I was like jazzed, man. I was pumped up about the ideas of lead capture pages and autoresponder sequences. And I had this idea that the music industry needed what I discovered. Now, remember, like, my band's already done, right? Like, it's done. You know, we've already gone from the place here on the left, you can see when we first started out, to where we were on the right-hand side, where we actually looked legit and knew what we're doing, right? So I was like, I need to take this internet marketing stuff to the music industry. So I did what anyone would do. I hired a consultant to teach me how to build a simple one-page WordPress website. I talked a friend of mine into shooting and editing videos for me so I could do some type of Jeff Walker style, Brendan Burchard style video launch. And I bought a plane ticket to Los Angeles to go tell record companies they needed to purchase this program that I was putting together. And you guys may see where the story is going. So I flew out to LA for 3 weeks. I called record company executives and all of my contacts, asking them to promote this program. I wish I knew the name of this program, but I don't remember it anymore. I think it was Explode Your Music or something like that. It was stupid. It was really stupid. And I told all these record executives, if I could even get through to them, and the people I had in my network, that I would pay them 60% as an affiliate if they would just tell, like, their people to sell the stuff, because their people needed this. And they kept coming back to me and asking me, AJ, this sounds interesting, but what results have you gotten for an artist? Keep in mind, I had never done anything I'm talking about, like never done any of this before. And in fact, I could barely explain it. I was just like so jazzed. And I was like, oh, these people need it. My clarity levels were low. My confidence and my certainty levels were basically non-existent. And by the end of my 3-week stay in Los Angeles, I was out of money and no one wanted to promote my offering. So I returned home and went back to the drawing board. And for 2 years, for 2 freaking years, I tried to find the answer. I mean, I understood the mechanics, right? But I couldn't make it work. I understood the 5 steps, but I couldn't make it work. So let me tell you what the secret I discovered was. The secret I discovered was what I call now the 90-day plan, right? The 90-day blueprint. We have to get to power. You have to get to platform, meaning your website, your funnel set up. We have to understand your offering, your product, or your program, and we can outline that on paper. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. And then we have to have a plan for promotion. And if we can do this, then we can get to a profitable space, right? Let me show you how this works. The foundation is power, meaning you know your target market, you know where they've been, you know where they want to go, you can speak their language. I'm going to show you guys how to get to power here in a second. You have your platform set up, meaning if you have a website that's capturing leads, you have a great offering, you know exactly what results you're going to produce for people. I'm going to walk you through how we can do that. And then you have a solid promotional strategy. You know, one thing Nick loves doing is running Facebook ads. Like that is his tried and true go-to method. I love Facebook ads. I'm also a huge fan of Twitter. Twitter is one of my go-to strategies. I pull it out of my tool bag of tricks to get traffic to my site, to build my list, to get them in through my sequence. But if we follow the foundational elements, then we can go through, all right, we just need to plan for track, capture, connect, convert, amaze. But we have to be clear, confident, and certain with our foundational pieces before we can move into the mechanics. So if this is making sense for you, just want to make sure this makes sense, type in the question box like, yes, I don't know what the hell you're saying. Like, just let me hear what you guys got going on and make sure it's making sense for you guys. So Paul, yes. David, yes. AZ says money. Shamika, yes. Trevi, so far so good. Rebecca, yes. Keep going. Awesome. So lots of yeses,
Lots and lots of yeses. And I just, dude, you are absolutely on fire because so much of what you're sharing about is so necessary so that you can get in the right state of mind, you can get into action and take advantage of the 90-day plan. So guys, awesome feedback. I'm loving it. I already have a page of notes. So cool, brother.
Sweet, sweet. So let's get into the first step here. Step one, power. The first thing that came to me, power, like I think of like from the power of Grayskull, and then He-Man turns from this nerdy guy into like this muscular He-Man that like beats Skeletor. So there's this 3-step process to getting to a place of power. In order to do this, we have to follow 3 steps. Problem, we have to identify your problem, know who your people are, and your path. So let's tackle the first one, your problem. Lots of people want to be fluffily, I don't even know if fluffily is a word, but it is now, fluffily, foo-fooey with their language when it comes to their marketing. Like, you're not getting down to the root. Understand, at the end of the day, there's only 3 areas, 3 problems that we're solving. It's either a money issue, a relationship issue, or a body issue, right? Money issue, we want to make more leads. We want to make more money, which we have to have leads. It's going to be different traffic strategies. It's going to be your website. Like, it's all, the root is tied to money. Relationships, maybe it's dating. Maybe you want to play the pickup game. Maybe you want to date your spouse. Maybe you want to learn how to be a better husband or a better wife. Maybe you want to learn how to spend more time with your kids. Maybe you want to learn how to connect with your estranged father. I don't know. Like, it's a relationship issue. Body, you want to have more energy. You want to lose weight. You want to get more ripped. Like, there's something in the body. So we have to ask I need to ask you guys, what is the problem? I mean, at the root, pull back all the bullshit, all the fluff that sounds good, and get down to what is the problem that you truly solve. And understand that no matter what problem you guys solve in the marketing language when you're conveying this, each one of these has a cascading impact on the other. Example, if you're broke and I'm trying to teach you guys how to make more money, if I help you make more money, is it going to have a direct impact on your relationship, yes or no? Yes, it is, right? Because you're going to be able to invest in that relationship as you would invest in the business. But if you don't have money, it's going to be kind of hard. You can say, well, I got time, which is true, but you're going to be so mentally stressed out, you're not even going to be able to be present when you have the time, right? And if I help you to make more money, will it have a direct impact on your body if you let it? Absolutely. You're going to have resources to hire somebody like Lauren Fraser Bailey, right? Fat Apocalypse, somebody to get you ripped. You're going to be able to hire somebody to help you know what food to eat, right? You can invest into that area. At the same time, let's say if you're having a money issue, does it have a negative consequence on your relationship? Yes, I just showed you. Is it going to have a negative consequence on your body? Yes, right? So these are things that you need to think through, map out, so you can talk about this when you're selling your product, whether this is copy in your newsletters, copy in your email, your opt-in offer. Like some of you guys, maybe you have an opt-in offer, but maybe you could double your conversions by getting to the root, right? What is the problem that you're truly solving? Second piece of this getting power is who are you truly helping? Nick does this all the time, telling people niche down, niche down, niche down, niche down. I mean, he's even helped me on this thing, dude, be the Twitter guy. And so I was like, all right, let's do it. And it's helped me tremendously because it's opened up opportunities for me to be on different stages and platforms so I can have more exposure for where my chart really lies. But without that niching down, I'm not able to speak their language, right? So here's a little exercise for you guys. I call it the ultimate power strategy. And so it goes something like this. Hi, my name is, whatever your name is. I like doing like a tagline. So one of the taglines that I've been using for a while now is the creator's mentor. I like personally working with lots of creative people. You know, definitely a lot of the internet marketer people and musicians and artists. I like creators. I think we're really cool people. But there's something about it when you are on video. You're like, hey, what's up? This is AJ Amyx, the creator's mentor, founder of ajamyx.com, or founder of the Game Time Challenge. It has a ring to it, right? It gives you this persona. It gives you this charisma rather than just saying, hey, what's up, man? This is Nick Unsworth, founder of Life on Fire. Like, it's better to come in and say, hey, what's up? This is Nick Unsworth, the man with the master plan, Unsworth, founder of Life on Fire. Like, there's more ring to it. It's like announcing the fighter to the ring. There's more charisma. It's fun, right? So, hi, my name is, tagline, founder or creator of whatever your company is, whatever your offer is. Just insert that company or thing where you help, teach, or train. You know, are you helping, are you teaching, or training? Who are these people, right? Lots of people are going to say, well, I help entrepreneurs. Great. Are you mostly working with women? Are you mostly working with men? Like, who are these people? Are these brick and mortars? Like, who are these people? And then coming into on what? What are you helping them with? Like, get down to the root, coming back to the problem. What are you helping them with? And then go with the benefit, why it matters to them. Benefit, benefit, benefit. So if I give you mine would go something like this. Hey, what's up? This is AJ Amyx, the creator's mentor, founder of the Game Time Challenge, where I help entrepreneurs who want to launch and monetize a brand, a product, or a coaching program in 90 days or less so they can travel the world and spend more time with their family and loved ones that ultimately have a life and business they love. So this is powerful because if I walked into a room of entrepreneurs who wanted to launch something of that nature, and I was able to stand up in front of that room with absolute clarity, confidence, and certainty, boom, I promise you I will walk away from that room with the client. I promise you, for you guys listening, if you guys implement this, go offline. Practice this thing, practice in the mirror, but then go offline to a local meetup or some type of networking organization where your target market's hanging out, and you will walk away with a client, okay? This is going to help you get clear on who your people are when you start saying this out loud. Now, here's the third piece of this, of power. Lots of you guys are discounting your own path. Many people, they say, well, I'm going to go read this book, I'm going to go read this information, and I'm going ahead and regurgitate it. And you're discounting your own journey. And understanding the reason people are going to listen to you is because they're going to identify with you as a person, right? Once you understand your story of connection and your story of credibility, this is what differentiates you. You and I could be on the exact same webinar. Let's say we were at Podcast Movement together. Let's say we were teaching a panel, and we both had the exact same target markets, and we both had the exact same type of offering. There's going to be people in that room who's going to identify with me and my story, that's going to work with me, and there's going to be people in that room who's going to identify with you and your story, and there's nothing that I can say that's going to reach them because they identify with you as a human being. And this is why it's important for us to claim our own power, claim our own journeys that's willing to allow us to attract and lead those people who we were born to liberate. Makes sense? Yes? Put that in the question box while I'm ranting. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Lots of yeses.
Right. Cool. So here's how this works. Let me get some water. All right. There was a time in your life where you were in a prison. Right? There was something where you're looking, saying, man, I hate my life right now, and I want something different. And the question you need to clarify is, what did that look like? What did that sound like? And what did that feel like? By knowing what this looks like, sounds like, and feels like, this creates the emotional connection with the audience This is going to create the emotional resonancy in your marketing message so you're connecting to the people, okay? So think of when was the time in your life when there's a prison? Well, then something in your life happened. It was a pivotal moment in your life that opened up your eyes to a new possibility where you looked out and you saw this paradise that was flowing with milk and honey. You're like, hell, here I am in this prison. I want to be there. And then you, my friend, went on a journey. You went on a path to go from the place of prison to the place of paradise. And if you can clarify your path, your walk, this becomes your story of connection. This becomes your story of credibility. And the cool part, when we get into the program of this here in a few minutes, this becomes what you start teaching to people. The reason I'm able to teach you guys tonight is because I myself walk myself through the same framework that I teach you. I consistently go through what's my prison, what was my paradise, what was my pivot, what was my step 1, 2, 3, and 4 that took me across the gap, and now my job is to guide you. Nick's job is to guide you from your prison to paradise, because you're looking at Nick and saying, you know what, he lives in a paradise where I want to be in. And here's what you guys tonight need to understand. Your prison that you're in today is always someone else's paradise. Let me say it again. The prison you are in right at this moment is someone else's paradise. And you, my friends, if you will clarify your map, you will find your power to lead and liberate your people and get them to the promised land, which is going to get you to a badass freaking business. Does this make sense? Yes? Cool. So let's hop on to this training. Step number 2 is the platform, okay? Platform meaning your website. Your website needs to be set up properly. I see so many people. I talk to people and their website is shit. And what I mean by that is it's like an online brochure. Like, it's a huge mistake. They think that they're going to get people here, and then we want to be vain enough that people want to contact us. Like, we're making it hard for them to go to contact. But what we discount is that when people come into an experience with us, especially here in online marketing, there's a sales cycle from 0 to 10. The people that go to contact, pick up the phone, call us, or send an email, they're like on a lead, we're saying a warm lead. They're like at 8, 9, or 10. There's other people visiting your website who are like a 1, 2, 3, or a 4. And if you don't have a way to capture the data and then build rapport and warm them up, you're losing money, right? So for some of you guys, you're leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table because you're not capturing data. For some of you guys, you're struggling because you're not capturing the people who are 1, 2, or 3 and warming them up to a 10, right? This is what I need you guys to understand. What I call this is the homepage money machine. So your website needs to be doing 3 things. Number 1, add value. Adding value through blogs, through your podcast, through the video. Adding value through content. Nobody cares about you. Let's just be honest. Nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about Nick. Nobody cares about you guys. What they want is a solution to their problems. And if you guys can create content, that's what's going to build a connection with the people, and that's what's going to attract the people to your site. That's one reason Nick does so well, is he creates badass content consistently. I mean, how many of you guys have watched the Life on Fire TV episodes? I would go to say probably the majority of you guys on tonight's training have seen at least one of his episodes, right? And you guys like them. People comment on them. People share them. The second thing your website needs to do is capture leads, right? You're going to see here this little box called Lead Magnet. People put in their name and their information, their email address, so they can capture a lead, and then you take them to the thing that you promised them. And the last thing that your website needs to do is make you money. That's what it needs to do. I want to show you how this works. I'm going to show you like a legit funnel for you guys. And by the way, I'm a big fan of swiping stuff. If anything you hear tonight resonates with you and you want to teach it, swipe that shit. If you like this funnel, swipe it and put it into action. I'm all about it, right? So let me show you a funnel that works for me. As people come to my website, right, you're going to see this first piece, the branded header. That's the homepage money machine, right? We have a video, and in this video, I talk about the problem. Hey, are you experiencing this problem? Talk about the prison, right? Are you experiencing this problem? And then we'll talk about the possibility, painting the idea of the promised land. And then go into your path. Hey, I learned this thing. And then the call to action. Put in your email so I can send you some shit, right? So we go problem, possibility, path, give them a call to action. This little video on your home page needs to be, man, it's real simple. I mean, it could be 90 seconds at top, okay? But once they opt in, they're going to receive an email from you immediately. That's why I call it zero. Email zero means immediately after they opt in, they receive an email saying, hey, as promised, here's your gift, really excited. And it gives them a link to the page. They're also going to be redirected to this page. And in this video, I love video guides. If you guys will learn to master video, it's like you speaking to somebody 24/7, 365. This will even tell you video is one of the most powerful marketing things that you can do, especially when, using Facebook ads and stuff to get your message out. So once they watch the video, have the call to action to schedule a session with you, a complimentary strategy session, a call so you guys can touch base, answer some questions, and then you can enroll them into your offer. 3 days after they opt in, send them another email with some really good value. And by the way, guys, a little tip for you, your emails should be written in a way that are standalone pieces of content, and you should chunk that shit out where it's simple and easy to read on the mobile device, easy to read on the desktop. And when you write the email, when somebody reads it, I want you guys to think back to a birthday card that you got from your aunt or your great-grandmother. And when you listen, when you read those cards, you hear your great-grandmother's voice. And this is always interesting to me, how you can read a letter from somebody or a card from somebody, and somehow you hear their voice. And like, I get it, energetically, they're putting their intent on writing their letter, and they're transferring their emotions into the letter, so therefore you're literally hearing their voice read this thing to you. Your email copy should be the same way, and this is why it's important to know who your target market is, so you can write that person, right? John Lee Dumas talks about this idea of your avatar, and then you write your copy to that avatar, so when somebody reads it, they're like, oh man, she wrote this thing to me, right? So 3 days later, write the email that takes them to a second video. And again, call to action, schedule an appointment. The complimentary, another tip, don't call this a free strategy session. You call it a free strategy session, you're discounting your own worth, and you're seeding the idea that you are unworthy. You are seeding the idea that you're cheap and nobody wants to pay you. So call it a complimentary. Tell them, hey, I usually charge $500 for this strategy session, or whatever your hourly rate is. I don't care if your hourly rate is $50. Whatever your hourly rate is, you need to be congruent with that. This is important. Say, I usually charge X for this, but for you, since you're on my list, I wanted to go above and beyond and serve you. I want to give it to you complimentary. Schedule your session. 6 days after, send another email. And on this third video, I like calling it like the top 10 questions, top 5 questions. And in these questions, make this shit up. Nobody's going to ask you these questions. Let's be real. But think through, these are the objections that people have about working with you. So to start saying, okay, for instance, we could say, hey, let me kind of role play this one. If I was on video, but hey, what's up, guys? This is AJ. I'm going to talk about the top 10 questions in this video that I get asked all the time. One of the top 10 questions that I get asked all the time is, well, sure, AJ, this funnel thing that you're doing here, it works for you, but, I can't do this. Nobody's going to listen to me. Well, here's the answer to you, my friend, is yes, it will absolutely work for you if you will think through the psychology, if you will train your lead to the transaction, if you think through this and learn how to campaign, right? You're pretty much indoctrinating your prospect. I promise you it's going to work with you. So get out a piece of paper, think through how can you train that person to transaction, and if you can do that, then you're going to get clients, right? That would be how to answer the video. The question to you guys, or the challenge, is how can you guys create the video to overcome those objections? Now, 9 days later, meaning 9 days after they opt in, I send them another email pretty much saying, hey, did you miss this? And send them back to the top 10 questions for they schedule. Or I'll send a story, like talking about, this is this person, she struggled with this, and really paint that hero's journey in this email and say, hey, schedule a session. And then email 12, meaning 12 days after they opt in, right? You're only looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 emails here. So 12 days after they opt in, subject line, all caps, last chance. And I just talked about, hey, this is your last chance to schedule your complimentary strategy session with me. If you want to get X results, then take this action. Usually people pay X, Y for this. I'm giving it to you for Z price. Click here to schedule a session. One of the other things I do on email a lot, and this was great, was subject line, call me, and then I put in my cell number, like literally put in my cell phone number. And in the body copy, I talked about, hey, if you want an X result, then take this action, and here's my personal cell number. And send me a text, and we'll set up a time to call. And if I don't call, it's because I'm shooting video or whatever. So that one email would made me a couple $1,000 because people were texting in, setting up strategy sessions, and they thought it was the coolest thing because somebody gave them their cell phone to schedule a time to talk, right? But get back to the basic business if you guys want to make money. Serve people. And again, my call to action, you'll see, this is my poor attempt at drawing a wireframe for an iPhone. But I like getting people on the phone and closing those deals. So that's what I mean by a funnel that works. This is a great sequence I've been using for several years. I've tweaked it a bit. I used to do it like every single day, and I've learned that 3 days, every 3 days is working a lot better, okay? Now, here's the third step for this, is we need to understand what is your product or your brand or your coaching program. And you guys need to understand the only reason people are purchasing your product or your coaching program is to get them across their gap as quickly and efficiently as possible. Now, here's what was kind of funny. I was going to like show that other like prison to paradise picture, and then I noticed like in the little image, I hope you guys can see this, Nick is literally walking up like these little stair steps, and I was like, hey, this is perfect. He's already like walking across the gap for the promised land, but I just deleted the pictures and dropped in the words. So I thought it was funny. I just had to point that out. So we have to
Well, and just so you know that was that was a very deliberate photo that Nikki was just like, we're going to do walking up the steps. I know you're going to use it in your marketing for something, and we have like 90 pictures around walking up steps or taking the next step. This is the first time we're using it, so take the step towards paradise. I love it.
that is hilarious. I like how that synchronicity worked out for us. So that's funny, man. So the question becomes, do you guys understand the idea of prison, what's it look like, sound like, feel like? You understand the idea of paradise, what's it look like, sound like, feel like? So then you need to say, what were the steps that you took? First step, second step, third step, fourth step. When I break it out and say, okay, the first step for me was power. And so I say, okay, the first thing, you guys want to write this down. Step one, keyword. Like, what's your keyword for your first step? For me, it was power. Once you know your keyword, what does it mean? So write down meaning for you guys, meaning. Okay, keyword, so what does the idea of power mean? I told you guys earlier, to be able to be clear, confident, and certain, your ability to lead your people, know who your people are, and know how you're going to serve them, and know your story of connection and your story of credibility, right? That's the idea of power. Once I know what it means, then I want you guys to write the word story. What's a story that you have to illustrate that step? See, we as humans, we learn through stories. I mean, all of the great spiritual teachers of all time, Jesus, Buddha, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, like any spiritual leader that you could ever think of, right? They teach with stories because we understand stories. There's something about parables. So think through a time in your life when you're like, okay, I didn't have power. I went on this journey to discover power, and then I arrived at the paradise of having power. What is that story for you? This is going to give your teachings and your content so much validity, and it's going to give it so much meat. It's going to make it very rich. Once you know your story, then what's your model? Okay, like this would be a model. When I draw this out and teach this in person, I have pretty much like a plateau with a dip where the gap is, and it kind of comes up, and it's another little line here. And so it shows like plateau, and then there's a valley, and you have to cross the void here, the gap. And then the steps, they walk you through. It's like a bridge, right? This would be a model. So how can you visually convey a framework, right? Because if you can take your concept of your steps and you have a story that's illustrating it, you're able to tell what it means, and then you have the framework, you have an amazing piece of content that people are going to understand. And if you have the framework, and it's not just ideas, this allows you, my friend, to scale your business because you can train other people to teach your shit because you actually have frameworks, you actually have stories, you have stuff that you can hand off to another person that they could then go out and teach it for you, okay? That would be a way of scaling the business, your teaching, your coaching program a little bit. So once you have the framework, then what is the myth of that step, and then what is the truth of that step? And you guys want to think through this from prison to paradise. What's your first step, second step, third step, fourth step? And so for me, my steps were power, platform, program or product, and then promotion, right? I would go through all of those ideas I just discussed with you when I was creating my frameworks and my format, so I'd be able to teach this type of information. Now let me show you guys what is the overall strategy here is when it comes to the promotion, okay? because you can go through Power, you can set up your platform, you can figure out your product or your program, really, really, really good stuff, right? But what are your promotional strategies? Because the reality is, if you can follow all three of the previous steps, but without the consistent promotion, you're not going to be profitable. This is why Nick kicks a lot of people's ass. I mean, he drops the video Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't care if he's not feeling well. I don't care if he's busy. Like, he is committed to dropping that video. And I mean, he's just consistent. I mean, just ridiculously consistent, right? Now, there's various ways to promote, okay? One of my favorites is Twitter, and the other is running Facebook ads, which Nick is, I mean, he's the master at running Facebook ads. I learned how to run ads from him and Valerie. Like, these are my two favorite methods. Now, if you're using these two platforms, Twitter and Facebook, hand in hand, it's a solid strategy to growing and scaling your business. So let me show you guys how this would kind of play out into the overall picture, because I think, you know, we need to connect the dots, and a lot of times this goes like unsaid. So here's our sequence, and people want to talk about funnels, and this is great, and lead capture pages, but how does this all work together? I kind of ran out of room here on my slide, but here, think of to the left of the branded header on the far left of the screen here. Hopefully you guys can see my mouse here. I want you guys to think about, this is the ocean. So in the background of this picture, you see the ocean. I want you to think of that as the ocean, the digital ocean where people are swimming about, your prospects. And we have to throw out lines. Hell, we need to throw out nets to capture these people. And how we're doing this is with our Facebook ads. They're very targeted because we know who we're targeting. Our Twitter, our tweets, and the people that we're following, the video content, and our SEO. Like, all of this is playing into a comprehensive traffic strategy that's bringing people into our landing page, whether this is a not sales page, but like a squeeze page or the homepage of your website. You've optimized that as the homepage money machine. You're bringing these people, you're hooking them, you're throwing out your net with your content, and you're bringing them into the homepage money machine. But then when they opt in, then they're going through the sequence and going through the call to action to get on the phone to then book and make money. This is automating your follow-up process, right? So the question becomes, how can you consistently promote to get people to the site? But if you don't have, you know, the funnel set up, then you're not going to convert that into some hard cash and Skrilla. So how can you guys tonight commit to setting up your platform, to commit to using a traffic strategy to pull people into your world here? Now, before we conclude, I wanted to share a real simple promotional strategy that I have my clients use, and it works really, really, really good to enroll people into their products, into their coaching program. And it doesn't cost you guys any money, like none. This is why I love this thing. And I call this the low-hanging fruit Facebook strategy. So what I do is when somebody goes through Power, they've identified their market, they know their program or the product, and the platform is set up, and they got everything good to go. I tell my clients to say, okay, here's where we're going to start, right? I want you to go to your Facebook profile, your personal Facebook profile, and look at your friends. Like, many people, you know, have 2,000, 3,000, 1,200 friends, and they didn't all grow up with these people. These people they met at events, they've met, you know, at various places. And I say, go through all of those friends, and whoever you're intuitively drawn to, click on their profile, see what they're up to. And ask yourself, as you're looking at their news feeds and you're seeing what they're up to, would this person be a potential good fit for the product or the program? And if the answer is yes, then write down on your list, write their name, and then go through all of your friends and find, you know, a group of 10 or 20 people that could possibly potentially be a good fit. And once you do that, then send these people a private message. The power of the private message on Facebook is so overlooked. I do so much business via private message on Facebook. It's ridiculous how much I private message people, and like we have these ridiculous conversations via private message. So one of my formats here is I say, hi, name. So like, let's click on Nick. Hi, Nick. I'm looking to help 5 people launch and monetize their business in 90 days or less. I thought of you. Are you interested in something like this? That's it. I don't send them a link. I don't spam him, like nothing. I just ask them, thought of you. Are you interested in something like this? What happens is people will be like, yeah, I am. What is this thing? And then you're able to then get into a conversation, right? We have to stop hiding behind the screens of our computer and just nibbling on our fingernails, hoping people are going to buy our stuff. No, we need to go to them. and go get the stuff, okay? So use this strategy. For you guys that know how to sell stuff right now, there's no reason by the end of tonight you cannot find 5 people, if you have something that you want to sell, send them a private message and enroll them into a conversation. All right, so by now you guys understand what you need to do to launch and monetize a product or brand or a coaching program. I want you guys to do me a favor. On a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to pop into the questions box. Let me know, how serious are you guys to launch and monetize your business or to take your business to the next level? So let's see what you guys have to say. Scale of 1 to 10, what do you got? David Brandt, 10. Love it, brother. What else we got? Amy, 10. Deb, oh, no, Amy, you're 11. Deb, you're a 10. Mike's a 10. Rebecca's a 11. Robert's a 10. Cassandra's a 10. Belinda's a 10. Rose a 20. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for somebody to go above 10. I like it, Erica. This is good stuff. I like it. Well, here's the dealio. Our goal is to help you guys get your product, your brand, or your coaching program up and running in 90 days, right? We want to use Twitter. We want to use Facebook to build our email list. We want to use email to connect with the clients, use video to position, use the authority, and just how can we figure out to get your message out to the world in a really, really big way. But what I want to do is I want to share with you guys what you guys can do to move forward. You guys can, A, do it all by yourself and be like me and take 2 years to figure it out or longer. Or you can be like Nick and spend $50,000 in debt trying to figure this out, right? And eat protein out of a bag. Or you can help us out. And see, I remember struggling for 2 years trying my best to implement all of the training and information I had learned. I listened to webinars, I watched videos, I listened to audios, and to no avail, I couldn't get results. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't pull it off. I then made the decision, it was one of the best decisions of my entire life, to invest in myself, and I hired a guy named Garrett J. White. Now, this was literally one of the best decisions I'd ever made, because Garrett helped me to implement what I needed to do step by step. He gave me the paint-by-number system. And within 14 days of hiring Garrett, his advice and guidance helped me to create and fill my first program and generate an extra $2,400 in income. Now, for some of you guys, you're like, extra $2,400 in income. Understand, this was like I had nothing, and within 14 days generated $2,400 in income. So this is like my first program I've ever created, and I couldn't have been more excited. And that's like literally the starting point of my online journey, and I haven't looked back since. Having a coach, it helped me in so many ways, and I wouldn't be where I am today without the guidance of my coaches. So what would it be like for you to wake up and see people who have opted into your email list saying, I need your help? What would it be like to wake up and have people like connecting with you and wanting to promote you on their podcast and have you share your message on their podcast? What would it be like to actually have a sustainable business for you? I want to share with you what Nick and I helping you looks like. So we're looking to build 10 success stories. And my question to you guys is, do you guys want to be one of them? You guys said 10, 20, 11. And so a lot of people, I understand they buy information products or they buy courses, and then most people never do anything with them. Or they get stuck. They just don't know what to do. We want to see 10 people get results. And we wish we could take on more people, but we just want to do our best to help people successfully launch their product, their brand, or the coaching program in the next 9 days. So here's what it's all about. It's all about building your list, establishing you as the authority, and ultimately getting clients. Now, within 90 days, you're going to design a profitable marketing funnel. You're going to have a fully done for you expert positioning social media presence. You're going to create an effective marketing plan for your business. You're going to build your email list on a budget. You're going to get a positive return on your investment from your advertising dollars. You're going to position yourself as the rock star in your industry, and you're going to attract thousands of followers. So here's what our tailored coaching is going to do for you. It's going to help you accelerate results by leveraging our experience. It's going to help save you time and money and prevent costly mistakes. Like I said, Nick spent like 50 G's and eating protein out of a little bag, warm, lumpy protein. It's going to help ensure you that you have you build your list, right, and help you get your message out in a really big way, and it's going to help you crush and dominate your industry. So what Nick and I decided to do is we wanted to, give you guys like a one-time like VIP strategy session. We love strategy sessions, right? Nick and I, we love mapping out the the blueprints of the businesses. We meet with you guys virtually one-on-one for an hour and design the winning strategy for your business. Now, these strategy sessions, they've generated, multiple six figures for a few clients. And it literally, when I went to San Diego, it rocked my world with the plan that we mapped out together. We're also going to give you guys 8 execution sessions. What I keep hearing from people is they want not only education, but they want execution. So these sessions are geared where these are pretty much where education is meeting execution. And I love one-on-one coaching sessions because people are learning right then and there, and they get the results faster, right? I told you guys, this is where education meets execution. And many times if everything's pre-recorded, you guys get busy, I get busy, and we just don't make it a priority to log in and watch and implement the content. Now, the other thing execution sessions do is it allows me to personally guide you through the process step by step, giving you that paint-by-number system. Now, I believe in the no student left behind philosophy. So in these sessions, we're going to battle together. We're going to bleed right alongside of you, not like physically, of course. I'm just saying, I'm through you. I'm with you through the process. You know what I mean? And so each week, you're going to schedule your time, and we're going to completely rock it. I'm also going to be doing a done-for-you marketing funnel. I love creating marketing funnels. And so I'll be helping you create, Nick and I are going to help you create the winning strategy during our VIP strategy session. And then from there, I'm going to get to work creating your marketing funnel for you. If you already have a website, not a problem. We can access we can just look at what your opt-in offer is, and then we'll design your funnel from there. If you don't have a website, not a problem. We can just build a simple lead capture page, and then we'll design the funnel from there. And I'm pretty sure, Nick, when you guys first started, weigh in here if I'm wrong, you guys just launched your business with a lead capture page, right?
That's all you need, my man, is we did not have the Life on Fire website. We did not have a content strategy, nothing. All you need to be in business, rocking and rolling is just having that right lead capture page and marketing funnel. And so it's so key, so key.
Sweet, sweet. And then as the bonus, we're going to throw in done-for-you social media design. And it's crazy. When I was working with brick and mortars, I charged them $1,000 to design all the background and cover images for the different platforms. And I've learned that nothing screams authority and expert like really good design. So I'll be, if you give me some good lifestyle photography, I'll design your Twitter profile image, your header image on Twitter. I'll even be designing your Facebook cover image, your YouTube headers, your Google Plus headers, everything. So everything from a branding standpoint is just really, really packaged well together. So pretty crazy, insane. And then I'll even throw in a social media content calendar. So this is the exact Excel spreadsheet that I use to know what I'm scheduling to Twitter, what I'm using to schedule to Facebook, where stuff's going on all the social media platforms. And if you're anything like me, you can use the model as a solid foundation, and you could tweak it to fit your voice and your strategy. I mean, this calendar, it lets you know what types of tweets and types of Facebook posts and when to do it. It's pretty baller. So if you hire us, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get a one-time VIP strategy session, 8 execution training sessions, a done-for-you marketing funnel, and a done-for-you social media design and the social media content calendar. Total value of that bad boy is $7,597. Well, we're even going to throw in a 30-day money-back guarantee. We're going to do our absolute best to guide 10 people to getting results over the course of 90 days. So if for whatever reason you feel like, we don't add value to your life and your business, just ask and we'll give 100% of your money back. So let us help you launch your product, your brand, or your coaching program. And for today, let's do it for $49.97. But since you guys have all been completely on the line today, you guys have been completely interactive, and we're on a mission to create 10 success stories. Let's do something special, and let's freaking knock off $2,000 off the price. And so let's do a one-time payment of $29.97, or you guys can do 3 payments of $1,200. I talked Ryan into doing the payment system, because if you guys are like me, when I first started, I needed the payment thing. So that was cool that Ryan was like, yeah, we can do that. And see, I normally understand that people, they usually pay tens of thousands of dollars to learn the exact blueprint to launch their product, brand, or coaching program. and get their marketing funnel built. I mean, like I said, Nick TFTG is learning this out. I spent a lot more, like 50,000 at least trying to learn that. And so for less than 35 bucks a day, you guys are going to have your marketing and your skill sets. You're going to have your funnels, everything that you need that's going to serve you pretty much for the lifetime of your business as far as strategies going to get you up off the ground and running. So if you're serious about getting your message to the world, what is it worth to be able to have the skill set and the know-how to start reaching your target market tomorrow? And I've learned in order to grow anything, we have to invest. I mean, you have to invest in yourself, you have to invest in your business, you have to invest in your relationships, you have to invest in your skill set. Nothing changes if nothing changes. I've also learned that success is never about not having the resources. It's about how resourceful are we willing to be. And I realized in order for me to get my message out to the world in a really big way and to start attracting clients, I had to have exposure, I needed traffic, and I needed a way to convert that traffic into paying customers. And the 90-day plan does just that. We're going to be there every step of the way, guiding you guys to your results. So let me grab the link for you guys. Let me see if I can find it. Ryan sent it to me somewhere. Cool. So I found it. And so remember, we're taking 10 people to create 10 success stories. And there's like a crazy amount of people. We had like over 600 people register for the training. So my question is, who's going to come in and play with us today? You guys just need to go to lifeonfire.com/done-for-you, all one word, done for you, to grab your spot and to make sure you guys get that $2,000 discount that I want you guys to get. You enter the promo code SAVE2000. I believe it needs to be capitalized, SAVE2000. So we're going to make 10 people success stories and help launch and monetize your product for your coaching program in 90 days. So let's do this thing. And by the way, Nick and I will be here to answer any questions that you guys have.
Awesome job, man. I just want to say that, guys, this is something that it's a tremendous amount of time. So there are truly, we've got 10 spots available. It's my personal one-on-one time to drill down on the strategy session. I've got a $10,000 for a VIP day is what we charge. And it sounds crazy for one day. But one day for many people, what that can lead to is a total and drastic change in your life. And, I've got a client where, came on board. She had never broke 50,000 bucks in a month. And that same client, we broke through the barriers, we broke through the mindset, and she went from 50 grand in gross to having months where she's topped over 300,000. And that was born out of a strategy session. So you've got myself, Nick Unsworth, one-on-one with you on that strategy day. You've got AJ, who you just heard from, and I think we all can sit here and just look at him and say, man, a guy that, what incredible content, a guy that has such a huge heart. He's truly here to help, and he wants to truly create these 10 success stories. And that's why there's only 10, is because at the end of the day, this isn't a big group coaching course. This is 10 people, 10 success stories. We're not accepting anything less than a success story. If, working with, with us and with AJ and him literally physically taking what's in your heart, what's in your head, and bringing that to life online. If you've ever been stuck, you've ever had this issue where you're like, I have the fear of failing, or I've got something that's holding you back, or you're like, crap, I know I want to do something, I don't like my job, or I'm not where I want to be in life. It's like, whatever it is, boom, we crack that nut on the strategy day, and then you watch AJ work with you as it comes to life. The guy's got, a done-for-you service here where he's going to be doing the funnel, creating that for you. So it literally would be impossible to not get all this stuff built out. That is the program. It's all one-on-one. There is no group aspect to this. It is very unique. It's like hiring a graphic designer. A graphic designer, you'd spend a couple $1,000 just on your design and to get it coded. Or if you're using lead pages. So it's like, this is something where we're truly only taking 10 spots. This is for you if you, truly do want to take this and get your business to the next level and get it all done, and have this be like, wow, in 90 days, if I could just get my message out there, if I could start my movement now and just get the damn thing done, this is exactly who that's for. So literally take right now. We're definitely going to do Q&A, and AJ's going to handle a bunch of questions, and I'm going to fire questions at him. But if you are on board, lock this up right now, because literally we have a big network with Life on Fire. We are getting behind and literally partnering with AJ on this because we believe in him every single day. We've seen the work he's done for us. We've seen the work he's done for clients. We've seen the success stories. I've created my own slew of success stories, and together, this serves a market. This serves an entire, this serves you if you've got that passion, you've got something inside you that just hasn't come to market yet, and this is that shot in the arm, this is that jump start to get it done. And so literally just go to lifeonfire.com/done for you right now and grab this spot. And if you need to take advantage of the payment plan, take advantage of the payment plan. If you need to get resourceful, get resourceful. I'll never forget, like I said in the beginning of the call, when I was up against the wall, I invested in myself, I joined the mastermind, and I took massive action. If I had AJ doing this stuff with me, doing my design and getting this stuff done, I'd be way further ahead than I am now. So this is like the a solution to just getting to market and getting it done. So lifeonfire.com/done for you. Head there now, lock up your spot. Again, we've got a big network with Life on Fire TV. We've got a lot of folks that are on right now. We've got over 600 people registered that are very interested. So don't hesitate, because you don't want to look back and miss out. And the reason that there's the promo code is because this is worth every penny of $5,000, guys. Like, hopping on, doing one-on-one time with me, one-on-one time with AJ, and you've got hours of time in there, and he's going to build the stuff. I mean, where can you get this with a guy that's high level, a guy that can work with you on and writing headlines and making all this stuff? You literally cannot find this. This is where, AJ and myself, we came together and said, let's make something ridiculous, and let's make it $3,000. Let's get the right success stories, and let's take the success stories and let's share those stories on Life on Fire TV. Let's share what happens and create total awareness about whatever it is you guys are launching. So I want to throw that on the table as a challenge. Anyone that jumps on board tonight and comes on board right now, I'm going to say right here, right now, if you are ready to roll up your sleeves, if you're fired up and you sign up right now, and then email me directly. I'm going to give you my personal email. And by doing so, we will take and share that story, because you've got guts, you've got heart, you've got guts, and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to step into it right now. If you're willing to do that, we're going to feature you on, Life on Fire TV on our blog. That's a badass link back to your site. We've got a great network where, a lot of exposure can come to you as a result, and we will share your success story. So if you sign up tonight and you work with me and work with AJ, and we help you become successful, we're going to share that story, and we're going to get it out there to the masses, to the world, on our podcast, on our blog, on our TV show, and we're going to get that out there and reward you for taking action, because the ones who get it done, it's about that fast action. And that was, for me, that was my block, was like, man, I spent the year buying info products, learning, and it took me being $50,000 in debt and literally not having the ability to pay my rent. For the first time in my life, I was going to literally either be late or not be able to pay it. And I said, holy crap, I physically don't have any real estate closings happening. I don't know how on earth I'm going to pay my bills in the next 30 days and pay them on time. And that's when I had enough pressure to push me over the edge to become a Facebook marketing expert, and the rest is history. So let that nudge be right now. Let that cliff be right here, right now, today. Step into it. Join us. And if you join right now, you email me directly at nickunsworth@lifeonfire.com, and we will work. I mean, either way, we're working together one-on-one. Going to help you build the whole thing out, and then we're going to take and feature your success story on Life on Fire TV and get you promoted out there to the masses. Whatever we need to do to help you become successful, we've got your back. So definitely let us know, and also type in the chat box as well, and type in the chat box if you're a yes, so that I can just fast track that for you and let you know that you make sure that we get you in there as one of the 10. So just give us a yes on that. Also want to say we've got a bunch of fire starters that are interested, and fire starters, for those of you that don't know, they're our own existing clients, and if you're a fire starter, still go ahead, claim your spot. We're actually going to rebate you $500 immediately. It's too complicated with all different kinds of coupon codes and things, but we're going to give you a $500 discount. That's we're going to rebate you directly right away, and that's because we always want to take care of our customers. We always want to hook you guys up. This is a tremendous amount of one-on-one time. This is a tremendous amount of deliverables and services that AJ is providing to build the stuff for and with you. And it's stuff, I mean, you're getting assets, you're getting design, you're getting headlines, you're getting, this thing built for you. And these are services, guys. This is not an info product. This is an actual service. This would be the most cost-effective and easiest and lowest investment that you can make in yourself that we offer with Life on Fire. So take action, lifeonfire.com/done for you. Jump on board, and I'm going to put my email in the chat box. AJ, if you can drop this link in the chat box as well, and make sure that everyone's got the link. And then also, guys, again, just email me directly. We'll get you guys in, rocking and rolling, and help you out. So, AJ, turn it back to you.
Awesome, man. Let me send. Okay, cool. Link is in the chat box, and I'm glad you addressed the fire starter thing, Sizzle, because we had Rocio's like, what do I do with fire starters? So you got that one good to go. And who is this person? A KANW, unknown. That's all I know. But it says that yes, she had a question. It says because you asked her yes. She said yes, but can I start September 8th? Or at the beginning of next week? I'm going to a wedding from August 28th through September 7th. So I'm assuming, and if I'm wrong here, I wish I knew your full name. Let me see if I'm finding you here I'm finding your full name. No, this KNW, KANW. Yeah, like if you wanted to wait till after the 7th to reserve your spot, if you wanted to go ahead and pay today, then we could rock it after you get back from your wedding. We can do that. You can start at the beginning of next week. Yeah.
And that's the beauty, guys, is that this is all one-on-one. So this is not, you don't log into a members area and then you just get access to a bunch of courses and, maybe you watch all of them, maybe you don't, maybe you take action, maybe you don't. You may end up with a bunch of questions in that scenario. This is not that. This is straight up one-on-one individualized consulting and coaching. So, like AJ said, he's going to be executing this with you and actually building the stuff. So, So if your date is starting September 8th, perfect. You start September 8th and rock and roll. So, and that's what makes this truly special, truly unique. And at the price we've laid out, we wanted to make something that would be irresistible and that we know would be affordable and would be a small investment so that we could really help you out and help you get this to market, because we all, everyone here that listened to AJ tonight, I mean, how moved were you, right? I mean, I know for myself, I've got, 2 pages of notes. I was on the edge of my seat, fired up, and there's so many things that kind of just made me think. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of just made me think and reflect a little bit about life and just where things are at. And this isn't the business that I'm in, right? And so I'm just thinking about, how many people got moved a little bit, and it makes you think that there's something that you want that you don't have right now. You know what I mean? And if that might be the message, it might be the stand that you have, it could be the movement that you want to create, it could be the business that you already have that's already really successful, but you're missing out on some revenues, or you're not capitalizing in online marketing, you're not taking advantage of building out a big platform, and this is that done-for-you solution to just get it done. And imagine what life would look like if in 90 days you're not just getting a funnel built, you're not just getting your message out there, but you're creating success stories with what your products and services are. Because guys, in 90 days, if we couldn't help you make $3,000 or more, we'd be out of business. Like, think about that. In 90 days, if we can't help you make more than $3,000, we wouldn't be coaches. You know what I mean? Like, $3,000 is nothing. And when someone looks at me and says, Nick, boy, I charge $3,000 a month for 2 30-minute calls, to put it in perspective. And when someone looks at it and says, well, that's a lot of money, and I said, well, not if I help you make over $100,000 and I radically change your entire business, like I did with Andrew and many others. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of these things where that's nothing. It all comes down to what are you getting out of it? This is not about a funnel. This is not about just launching something. It's how much income are you going to create along the way? And that's where we specialize. If you're on the VIP day with AJ and myself, and you took a leap of faith and you got started and you signed up, and you're like, all right, guys, I've got, a couple different things that I want to do, and like, here's the direction. I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but this is what I love to do, my passion, and here's how I want to bring it to market. You've got some ideas, and you're like, but crap, I need to make money in the next 30 days. Well, that would be part of your plan. We're not going to have you invest and create something and then have you be broke in the time being. It's, if you've got a cash crunch, we're going to address that. That's all right. Well, let's make part of the plan getting customers now, immediately, get your cash flow needs met. Everyone has to pay their bills. And then in addition to that, we can work the other part of the strategy is, all right, AJ is developing the funnel, creating, the landing page, doing the graphic design, so that you guys are up and you guys are running and you're working on that dream as you go. So just keep that in mind, that it really is about the greater picture, and it's about, not just making money and not just making, $10,000 in 90 days, but it's about, how you're going to make an impact, and that's what we're looking for with success stories. Whose lives are you going to change with your products and services, and how is your life going to change as well? So we want to turn you into a success story, and also, moreover, we want to help you turn your clients into success stories. And at the end of the day, we all win from that. So we're going to promote our success stories heavy. So definitely anyone that jumps on board, we're going to commit to promoting using Life on Fire platform and sharing you guys out there to the world. So jump on board and do that literally right now so that we don't fill up. And then AJ, back to you for any questions, brother.
Sweet. So I have a couple. One from Gary, who says the promo code isn't working. So I've been chatting with him in the chat box, and we've tried all caps, save 2000 all caps. And I don't know if he's tried. I remember Ryan saying maybe it's all lowercase sometimes. It's kind of funky on the promo code. So any feedback on that? Okay, cool. So you're working on that one. Sweet. And then Rocio, you asked, could you get the slide what the 90 days plan include again? So I got it up on the screen, and so just in case you can't see it for whatever reason, it's a VIP strategy session with Nick and I, 8 execution training sessions. So what's going to happen is once a week for the first month, every single week we're going to meet and crush, you and I, for an hour. And then the second month, then we're going to have 2 sessions. And then the last month we'll have 1 session. And then we'll throw in an extra one there to make it 8. So we'll do like 4 and then 2 and 2 actually. And that will make sure that you're getting everything you need. And the sessions aren't just education. I mean, if there's something we're struggling with, whether it's writing copy, we're going to be writing copy and tweaking copy. I'll give you homework and then we'll bring it back next session, and then we'll review it, tweak it, etc. And then also like the done-for-you marketing funnel. And so if you already have a website, we'll review your offer in Nick and I strategy session with you, and make sure you have like a really compelling offer. Lots of people, they want to go through, like I said, the mechanics, and they understand the 5 steps, but their offer is weak. I'm just going to keep it real with you. You have to have a compelling offer. I get enough personally. I get enough email. I don't want to put my name and email address in for another thing unless it's speaking to my pain point and I feel like it's going to, solve a problem in my life. And so we need to, take a look at that. But then the done-for-you funnel, we build out once we know your offer, and then we can train that person to a transaction with your funnel there. And it could be different. Some of you guys may just need a funnel, something like this, man, where it's like Facebook ad to webinar and a thank you page and some emails, and maybe it's something. For others of you, maybe you need to take them into a phone call. And so, you're giving them a report, and then you're, delivering some more goodwill, establishing the relationship with that person with some emails and some other training for them, and then give them a call to action to call you on the phone so you can close them on the phone. This is going to be different for different business models, so we just kind of have to discuss your model. And then as a bonus, I'll be designing all of your social media, and some of you guys may have saw me on Life on Fire TV where we talked about how to use your virtual real estate, your timeline covers and stuff to promote your stuff and really establish you as an expert. So we'll make sure, as long as you have a good photo shoot, we can rock that, and I'm going to give you a social media content calendar. So I hope that answers your question, Rocio. If it doesn't, then just post in here, and I'll like answer you again. And let's see, another person, Darren, you said your web connection has been spotty, so you missed parts of the webinar, and you asked if it's being recorded and replayed. I believe, and Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, we're doing an encore on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That would be noon Central and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing an encore for that day. So it's going to be on Tuesday, and let's see.
And yeah, just keep in mind, guys, that you know, we're going to run back the content, and I just want to congratulate some folks that are in. We've had a couple people having issues with just the promo code, so it should work. You know, as save 2000. You can try that with no caps, but either way, you know, if you're trying to make it happen, we can honor that spot. So just definitely. Let us know if you're having any issues, and I want to say a big congrats to we've got Kane that is up, and Kane is ready to rock and roll. And so Kane, just a big congratulations on taking fast action, jumping in. And Kane, we're going to sit down. We're going to have the strategy session. It's going to be you. It's going to be me and AJ, and we're going to rock and roll. And we're going to literally start in that strategy session. We're going to think about, you know, what you want, you know, what are the dreams and aspirations that you have. And I know it seems wild to think that in 1 hour we can literally take what you want to get in life and in your business, and we can map it out. We can start with that 90-day plan, right, to bring you to market, to launch, and we're going to drill down into, you know, what your day is looking like. We're going to drill down into, you know, what you enjoy doing, and we're going to get everything set up so that you've got a tangible strategy to work from, so that there is no overwhelm, there's no frustration. Now, don't get me wrong, you still have to work hard, right? You got to work hard. You know, we're not doing it all, like, we're not going to plunk cash in your bank account for you, but we're going to be with you, and AJ is going to do your design and help you create the funnel, build the thing so that you can beat a market fast, and then we're going to, you know, be there to help you make adjustments and help get off the ground, get launched, and get sales in the door right away. So big old congrats to Kane. And then also I know Gary, my man Gary, is in. Gary Ware, congratulations, brother. So he's in. Had some, I think there was a couple issues. I don't know if it was the different browser, but boom, made it happen. And guys, keep in mind, anyone that jumps in literally right now, what we're going to do is, number one, of course, you want to jump in right now, just because we're only doing this for 10 people. You know, we're busy guys. You know, shoot, I charge $3,000 a month. Never mind for all these sessions that you guys are getting. So, so jump on board, because there's only 10 spots. But the other thing is that anyone that does it today and emails Nick Unsworth at Life on Fire, we're going to track that. And, you know, myself, AJ, is going to dive in, help you get off the ground, help you get paid, make money with this program. We're not talking $3,000. No one's signed up for this for $3,000 in clients or making money. This is, you know, if your plan isn't to make $10,000 as you come in through this, then you're not thinking big enough. You know, you know, a success story for AJ and I is not someone that comes in, spends $3,000 and makes $5,000. That to me is something went wrong. You know, this is come in for $3,000, work with us, and we'll help you make that $10,000. You know, and that might be, you know, we're gonna, hey, if you need to do, you know, get some clients, or if you need to, you know, do a JV partnership, or if you need to do a webinar, or if you need to do calls and tap into your network, we are experts at figuring it out for you individually, and we'll help you make that happen. And that's what we want. We want 5-figure success stories in 90 days. If someone's got a business that's already in place and you've got an ad budget, and we can tinker with your business and do a webinar or do a launch, it would not be unrealistic for someone to do a 6-figure launch. Again, a 6-figure launch. I've helped clients literally do 6 figures on a webinar launch. You know, and that's of course for a business that, you know, is existing. You've got revenues. You understand how to. You already know how to sell your offer. But just keep that in mind, that this is something where, you know, we're looking to you know, to find the folks that want to win. You know, that want to get your message out there and make it happen. So big congrats for the folks jumping on board. Bob, congratulations as well. Looking forward to working with you guys. And keep in mind, if you have any questions, type them into the chat box right now because we got you got us here live. We can answer them for you. And AJ, anything, any other questions you can just want to just get you
Yeah, dude.
the mic back to you.
One person wanted to know if they could use PayPal, and I don't know the answer to this question, so you're going to have to tell me, Nick, if they could use PayPal to maybe like bill me later and go through PayPal. Is that an option? I don't even know. You're going to have to tell me on that.
So here's the thing. So that's a great question. So and just make a note. And Jeff, what I would do is I would just type in the best way to get a hold of you, just so that we can help you navigate through that. So here's the thing, guys. As far as cash flow or money goes for us, our mission is 10 success stories. If you go through PayPal, or if something happens, if you need some kind of financing that's not what we listed so far, maybe we can work something out with you, right? Our mission is truly, if we can create 10 success stories and we can take you, and I want a challenge. If someone doesn't even have a business yet and you've got a job or you've got something else you're going on, or you're in debt. I mean, I was a crazy story coming from rags to riches in this business, and we're up for a challenge, and that's what makes us great coaches, and that's what makes for great success stories. And so, Jeff, what I would do is I'd pop in the chat box. I would let us know the best way, the best way to reach out. We can send you information about PayPal's Bill Me Later. Bill Me Later is it's kind of like getting credit through PayPal. So what happens is you can literally apply in just seconds online, and what happens is if you get approved for the the $3,000, PayPal will allow you for 6 months to have no payments and no interest charged at all. So literally we can coach you and there's no money out of your pocket whatsoever. And in that case, then in 90 days, then you've got, we help you, get the business off the ground, create the funnel, create your design, get rolling, and then from there, you've got 6 months before you have to make any payments on it. Now, if you paid in full within 6 months, there is 0 interest you're charged. If it goes after 6 months, then you pay interest on it like as you would like a credit card, and you can just pay it off as over time. Obviously, the whole thing would be, if you get approved with PayPal Bill Me Later, at the end of the day is let's take 90 days. Let's help you make get the business off the ground, make money, and pay that thing off. No one wants any debt. So, but if that's interesting for you, definitely just let us know, Jeff, and let us know. We can help you. I'd be happy to set that up if that's what's holding you back. If you're fired up and you're like, what, guys, I'm gonna hustle with you and I'm gonna work my butt off, we'll do that for you, for sure. It's quite a few things that we need to do on our side. A couple hoops we need to jump through. But AJ, I don't want to speak for both of us, but you game if Jeff is down to hustle with us and rock and roll, you're down to work together. We can set up the whole PayPal Bill Me Later for him.
Yeah, brother, we can definitely set that up and make it happen, man.
Okay, all right. So cool. So let's do this. So we will set that up. I mean, it does go by credit approval. But what I want you guys to do is if that is your biggest objection, is the cash flow, and that the PayPal Bill Me Later would be helpful for you, then just reach out right now in the chat box. So what I would suggest is we've got Lindy. Lindy, just definitely let us know if that would be helpful. Actually, I see your email there. Good call. Jeff, I would do the same. Okay, Chantel, do the same. And Chris. Okay, so I would just pop in the email, let us know. And we will. We've done PayPal Bill Me Later before. We know we can set it up. We don't have any guarantees as far as if you get approved. But either way, it's an awesome scenario, and we'll do our best to work with you guys. So at the end of the day, all we need to know is who is willing to roll up the sleeves. Because I got to tell you, we've had situations before where someone's been like, "Hey man, if you could just let me do this thing and I'll like pay you back later and I'll work so hard." You know what happens is it never works out. It's so sad. I've given away so many programs and stuff and work with people and on that faith. But here's the reality. It's skin in the game. It's the pressure that makes people break through. And if you buy a coaching program or you buy the right course and there's no skin in the game, I found that personally, out of years of doing this, I have yet to see the person come through on what they said. and it's sad. And I know everyone feels that they'd be different, but we'll totally offer the bill me later to you guys. And and I would say that all we need to know is if you're willing to roll up your sleeves, and this is not something that is a walk in the park. And Life on Fire, I'm not going to lie, we are totally kicking ass. We are on fire. I've never had more success in my life in business, and I've never been happier. It's amazing, right? But at the end of the day, guys, we're still doing good business. We're working our butts off. There's challenges every single day, but you know what? When the challenges are something that has meaning and it's fulfilling, and we're helping clients create success stories, it's all worth it. And that's part of what we're doing on the strategy session is we want to help you connect your business to a greater purpose. It's not just about making 10 grand with us or making 15 grand. It's if you're doing truly what you're here on this earth to do, whether you believe in God or not, if it's you're doing what you feel inside, and no matter what your age is, and you're like, you know what, I've always felt like I should start a podcast, or I've always felt like I should write that book, or I've always wanted to do something. There's a reason why you're hanging on the line right now still, and it's going on 2 hours. It's because you probably have that feeling if at some point in your life or right now. And if that's the case, and you're willing to roll up your sleeves and be a success story, that's what matters. And if that's the case, then just type in the chat box, let us know. If it comes down to money, we will work with you as far as the PayPal bill me later. We'll find a way to help you guys make it happen. But we need to know. We can't help you if we don't know. So, all right. So we've got Lindy, we've got Lana, we've got Gary. Okay, cool. Gary's in. All right, cool. So, and we have our team member Ryan on the line too. So let's just make sure we capture your guys' emails so we can follow up accordingly. And AJ, back to you.
Yeah, I wanted to share a quick story. When I hired my first coach, it was funny. Like I literally was on my vision board for almost 12 months. I mean, it was on there for like 8 months. I looked at the vision board, and it happened like I showed you guys that picture that it said the highest achievers have always relied on mentors to reach their fullest potential or something like that. And I was like, all right, I have to hire a mentor. And so for whatever reason, I remember meeting Gary at Brendan's event, and I had no clue like what he did or anything. But when that came about, like internally, gut feeling said, hey, reach out to Garrett. I'm like, well, let's see what he does. So like I was Googling Garrett and like, what does he do? What's he up to? And he had all these videos and all this stuff. And I was like, well, cool, he's doing what I want to do. So then I sent him a Facebook message, and I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember or not, but, we connected at Brendan's event. We talked. We're in a breakout session together. And I was like, I'm looking for a mentor, and I need to, do you even do that? And he was like, oh, absolutely. Let's set up a call. So we set up a call. It was, he's like, oh, I'd love to help you. And then he gave me the price, and I was like, done. But I did it when I got off the phone with him, because it was $6,000 to work with him. I had no clue how I was going to do it. Like I didn't have the money, right? So I had to get resourceful. So I went to the bank, and I was going to take out a loan on my truck, but they wouldn't give me enough. They're only going to all we can give you on a loan on your truck is like $480. I'm like, oh, that's not going to work. And they wouldn't even loan me the money anyway. So I had to go and do all this research. And I ended up finding this credit card actually to put it on, and that was we talked about being resourceful, and that's what I had to do. Like Nick was talking about, put skin in the game. But that investment, I believed in him, he believed in me, we worked together, we bled together, has literally made me, tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars over the years. And I would not be where I'm at today, without that process. So I'm cool that maybe we find a solution here for the people. Pretty cool about that. And I just wanted to kind of call out Connie from the chat box earlier. I didn't get to her. And she said through the training this evening, she had some huge ahas. So just really excited that people were, they had amazing epiphanies and were, oh, this is the exact thing they needed to put things together. And this is cool, man. It's just amazing what you can do when you allow the voice to flow through you and just really lead your people and not be afraid to do that. The other thing I want to point out is some of you guys are having trouble with the Save 2000 promo code still. And my boy Gary, he said he had to go to desktop to put that into work. So if you're on a mobile device and it's being a pain in the ass, if you can get to a desktop, Even if you need to like kick down the doors of Starbucks and hop on some little person's Macintosh and say, hey, I need to borrow your computer for like 2 seconds. Go to lifeonfire.com/done for you, put in the promo code, and you'll be ready to go. Grab a latte on the way out, by the way. And just like, no, it's I know, a random story, but welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Oh, it's funny.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you know, guys, definitely just a big congrats for you guys that are, you know, taking action. For those of you folks that have hopped on board, you know, right here, right now. And AJ, I mean, you mentioned it earlier on the line, and it's, you know, and it was the massive action, the fast action. And I will never forget that when I was $50,000 in debt, business that failed, and you know, nothing would work for me. I was striking out in everything I touched. It was like I had the Bambino curse. It was like being the Red Sox in like the 90s. And I'm at this event, and I literally talked Discover into extending me an extra $2,500 on my card. Used that, and then the other half, I had a friend, Laura DeMeo, who went in half on, who I had to talk Eben Pagan's company into allowing me to do that and split it. So they made like kind of like an exception. And I get there, and I've got protein mix in a sandwich bag. And when people went to lunch, I would go up to my room and I would spin up a protein shake with a fork that I brought, and the cup from the hotel, those little small ones, and I used to have to make 2 or 3 protein shakes in the sink with, and you know how that water's not really that cold. I didn't even have a blender ball. Like, I wish I had a blender ball back then, you know, or a magic bullet or something. And it was disgusting. I remember gagging on it, and it's because I couldn't afford to have lunch down there. But you know what? No one ever knew that but me. And I still believed in myself enough that it was temporary pain, that my financial situation was temporary pain, and you know, it's all part of my journey, and you know, that there's some blessing behind it. I know that it's somehow, some way, I will be stronger as a result, and I never lost faith in myself, period. And boom, I got there, and I'll never forget, it was on day 2, and this guy, Jonathan Budd, was like, you know, we connected at the event. We realized we're both from Connecticut, and he wanted to go to lunch. So we're in the car, and I just remember, you know, picking his brain, and I'm in the back seat. This woman, Katie Frowling's in the front seat, and I'm like, hey, so dude, so what is it like out of all the stuff? Like, out of, you know, he's a multimillionaire. The guy was only like 25 years old, and I'm like, so what's the big secret on breaking through and being successful? And he looks back, and he's got this big old smile on his face, and he just says, just take massive freaking action. That's it. Like, literally, that's it. Like, that's the big secret. That's the big magic bullet, you know, that people are always so curious about. And, you know, we all hear take action, right? But the thing is that, do you need to be in a pressure cooker situation to actually take the action? You know, for me, I was in debt, and I didn't have a choice because I was about to start default. Like, I would have been late on my payments, and I'm not the kind of guy that's late on stuff. So I was like, you know what? I had to just do it. You know, for some people, they're up against a wall. For some people, it's the job they hate. For some people, they just snap and they say, you know what? I need to just make this thing happen, because something needs to push you or jolt you. Or some people have a realization, like on a webinar like today, where, you know, maybe you're not doing what you feel that your calling is, and you feel that you're here for something bigger and better. And at the end of the day, this might be that thing that makes you snap. And that's what AJ and I live for. You know, that moment where someone says, you know what, I'm diving in, I'm taking action, and yes, Nick, AJ, I'm rolling up the sleeves, I'm doing it with you guys. We live for that. You know, if you're in a tough financial spot, we don't want to take the last dollar on a credit card, right? Because that's not a good idea unless you're going to roll up your sleeves and we're going to help you make way more money than you're paying us. And we've got a 30-day guarantee. You know, so at the end of the day, I'm not totally opposed to that scenario because I'm down for a big success story. But the thing is, you've got to have that belief in you. We do work on mindset. I'm literally a certified NLP practitioner trained by Michael Burnoff for years. And, you know, if we need to work on limiting beliefs, we can do that. But at the end of the day, there's got to be a little bit of that faith, and there's got to be that belief that you know that with AJ's help, with my help, and have the inner belief that if you guys get the help from us, that we can help you make it happen. And we've got a great track record. So, you know, have that belief, dive on board today, because if you do, and you go to lifeonfire.com/done-for-you, pop in the promo code SAVE2000. It's going to save you $2,000. We do have the payment plan. If you can't do that, or if you need to find a way or need more time, then just mention on the chat box right now and go to webinar and just say, follow up with me tomorrow, and we'll figure something out. We want to help you, and we want to create success stories. So definitely let us know on that. And we're going to give you 110%. I mean, we're going to give you our personal one-on-one time. And I just saw that that David had a question as far as exactly what he gets. So maybe we should dip to that.
Let me see, David. I'm not seeing David's question, bro. I know it's here, but I'm trying to find it.
It's all the way at the top, and so why don't you just go through exactly what is entailed and what they get and what David gets.
Oh, got it. Oh, Darren, got it. Okay, cool. Let me get back here in the presentation. So we're gonna do like the VIP strategy session. There it is. The VIP strategy session with Nick and I. So during that VIP strategy session, what's going to happen is we're going to come in and spend an hour mapping out your strategy. So for instance, I saw here Rocio. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. You say you have a passion, but you don't have a business quite yet. It's okay. Like, we can come in and say, okay, what problem can you really fix here? What can you deliver for people? What results can you produce? That's what you guys need to know. What results can you produce? And then we can reverse engineer the business model that's going to work for that. And that's what we're doing at the strategy session. So if you're at the place where you're like, I would like to get into having a business and launching, then cool, we can look at what can you produce for people and then design the strategy, the business model, and the traffic strategies and the system that's going to capture the leads and convert those leads so you have a sustainable business. That's what we're doing. If you have a business that's already up and running, then like Nick said, we can say, okay, this is what you're doing, this is what you're wasting time on, this is how we can refine it, this is how we can take it to the next level. So that's what's going to be going down on the VIP strategy session.
And real quick, AJ, just on that. So Rocio, what I would say is, here's how bold I'm going to be right now. And AJ, just correct me if I step too far outside of what we want to agree to. But here's how bold I want to be. I'm so confident in AJ and I together on that strategy session, that hour session where we just drill down one-on-one, that if you're not totally moved and impressed and you can see how all the dots are connecting, then we can just do a full refund right then and there, no questions asked, and no worries, right? So that's the level of confidence I have going into it. I've never, you give us enough time to drill down on that strategy, which is what we have in that one-on-one. I'm confident. I'm willing to take the time out to do that, to prove it. So if you jump on board, if you're a fire starter, you can know that we're going to get you a rebate as well for $500, and we'll hop on that call. And if you're not totally impressed, if you're not totally had your socks blown off, then take us up on the refund right then and there, and that's all good. But because I'm confident in myself and in AJ and all the success stories we've already created, so I will extend that out. I like to put my money where the mouth is, and let's make it happen.
I like it. Yeah, dude. I have never done a VIP strategy session, and somebody afterwards say that was not worth like 3 or 5 times the money. So I am totally with you on that one. So the other thing is like execution training. Oh my gosh, execution trainings. That's where we're going to be diving into skill sets. So as you guys are crushing business, whether you're starting a business or whether you're hopping into online, there's 3 things that you have to master. You have to master sales, you have to master systems, and you're going to have to master marketing. Hands down, you're going to have to master. Even if you're going to outsource this stuff, you need to know a bit so you can know what you're outsourcing. So the execution, we're educating, but again, it's more done with you. And so we're walking through, equipping you with the skill sets to crush and get results. And you're also getting the done for you marketing funnel, like I talked about earlier. If you already have a website, you can look at your offer, tweak it, build out the funnel, so we're converting those into paying customers. If you don't have a website, we can build the landing page, build out the funnel. So again, you're converting those leads into customers. Done for you social media design on all the different platforms. You provide the photos, I'll design them out for you, and then the social media content calendar. So that's what you're going to get. I hope that answers that person's question that you had, Nick. And Jill, let me see. Jill, are the 8 execution training sessions with both Nick and AJ? Nay. Jill, your execution sessions are with me. So Nick's going to chime in on and help us build out the overall strategy for the VIP day. And then Jill, you'll be having access to me during the execution sessions. And then Jill asked Nick, what are they supposed to email you about again? Can you recap that one?
Yeah, I was just typing in. Boom, just type it up.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah, no. So I think it's a good thing for everyone to hear. So this is this has come up a couple times. So what I was just throwing out there is, I think for any of you guys that have some history with me, it's like any way I can like sweeten the pot and just make this like just one of those no-brainer type decisions. What we're looking at is getting started right now. Here's why we do what we do and why we incentivize the fast action. We, after coaching literally hundreds of people, that we can literally look back and we can look at the amount of people that have gotten started with fast action by taking one of our fast action bonuses and literally seeing what we're doing and saying, yep, this is for me, and taking the fast action. We can correlate a fast action decision to greater success. And isn't that crazy? Because a fast action decision correlates to belief, it correlates to fast decision making, and these are all things that are excellent for creating success stories, and that's why we reward fast action. And so basically what we're doing is anyone that takes fast action right here tonight, what we're doing is anyone that gets signed up tonight, you can email Nick Unsworth at lifeonfire.com and just let us know. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to commit to, in addition to everything AJ talked about here today, we're going to commit to featuring and promoting you on Life on Fire TV, which is our Life on Fire TV episode, also doing a blog post about you, and getting out there to our network and putting you in our newsletter, and that just provides more exposure. So why would we do that? Number one, there's no doubt our company runs, our gasoline is success stories. So we want to reward you, and the great thing is if you take fast action right now, we reward you by promoting you. A couple things happen. Number one, we get you a bunch of traffic and we help you grow your exposure. That's awesome. And it's a further carrot. Like you join up, you get started, we dive in the strategy session, AJ helps you build the stuff, he helps you do the design, he makes the funnel with you, boom, gets it done. You launch, make money, that success story, come back and say, look how amazing this was. Look at how I soared in 90 days and made way more money than we paid you guys. And look at the 5-figure results. And then boom, record that session, we share it out, we promote you, and at that point, 2 things happen. One is more exposure for you, and you're getting attention for what it is that you do and for your niche. And number 2 is, this is what drives our business. And the more we love sharing success stories, because it not only is going to totally help you, but it's going to really help inspire our other clients and inspire other people that are in our network as well. So something that we're happy to commit to, but you got to get rolling now. So, and again, we've had a couple people asking about, how can you guys break down like a payment plan? And just type in the chat box if you need like a PayPal bill me later, which is no payments, no interest for 6 months. Then just type in the chat box and let us, assist you on that, just so we can, make sure that we want to help you guys out. So cool. And then I think, David, back to your question about what you get.
Oh, sweet. So, David, can you let me know because we just literally recapped what we did. So if you can, if you're still curious, pop it into the questions box and let me see what you're wanting to know, and then I can answer exactly your question for you. So if you can do that, that would be super baller. That would be great. Awesome.
Okay, cool. All right, and so we've got a couple folks that about the PayPal bill me later. And so, and yeah, AJ, just if you can, and Ryan, we'll just sure we document those folks and do our best to take care of you. And guys, keep in mind that PayPal's bill me later is only in the United States, and you do have to apply. But our team will reach out to you guys and make sure that we do everything we can to really help you out, because at the end of the day, if it's just something like money that's holding you back, I would look at it and say it's like, well, if we can help you make a lot more than $3,000 in the 90 days, we know we're confident we can do it. We've done it many times over. The only question is, are you confident you can do it? If you are confident you can do it, you'll find a way to be resourceful to get it done. And if you're not confident you can do it, then I would say please don't do it. Because there won't be a success story if you don't muster up the faith that you can get it done. So that's our job. Our job is to help you create the strategy, connect the dots, and bring that business to life with you. Again, if you jump on board with us, do that strategy session with myself and AJ, and we drill everything down. People spend quite a few dollars for coaching with us, and if you're not totally massively happy from that, full refund, no questions asked whatsoever. We'll shake hands and go our separate ways. So just keep that in mind, that we do honor our guarantee. We stand behind our work, and we help people totally kick ass in business. That's what we do. So cool. I think we pretty much recapped everything. And AJ, anything else before we rock and roll and head out?
Dude, we are ready to go. We just have one more person here. I'm kind of putting our final notes that Rocio wants the PayPal bill me later. So I'm just making a final note here. So we have her, or the person. Sorry, I don't know if that's so documenting that person. So I got that good to go. So, dude, I think we can wrap up here, my friend.
Awesome. Well, you guys, I just want to say that there was so many folks that were just in AJ. I know there's a lot of things that popped into the questions box. It's hard to see them and keep track, but I do really, really just want to say that was awesome. I mean, for us, doing a lot together, being in business together, I mean, we get to know each other very well, but it was really cool because that content moved me, and there's a lot of people on the line that the content moved them. And I'm confident that the right folks that are supposed to be part of the program and be one of the success stories will take the action and dive in. And for everyone that has jumped on board, a big congratulations. For those of you guys that are still working on it, again, if this is for you and you can feel it in your belly, get it done and get in tonight, and let us know, and we're going to schedule that one-on-one call with you, and we're going to absolutely rock and roll. We're going to give you 110%. The stuff's going to get built for you with AJ, and we're going to make you proud. We're going to do solid work, and we're going to help you bring this thing to market. Again, if you're not happy, we got a guarantee, so there's literally no risk, and just reach out to us directly if you have any issues and you need the PayPal bill me later. We want to make it work for you guys, and I just want to wish you all a great rest of your night, and definitely we'll be in touch soon. So, AJ, any final comments?
Man, just no, we're good. Let's rock and roll. I'm excited for everybody that's kind of questioned, send questions in. I'm just so grateful, and I thank each and one of you guys for hanging out with us. And it's crazy. You guys have literally been here for 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 46 seconds. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for spending almost 2.5 hours of your time and your evening with Nick and I. I can't thank you guys enough, and I hope this training has really helped you guys. So thank you.
Awesome. See you guys.